Hello, everybody. This is the Anime Bro here, and welcome to the very first episode of Radio Trigger. We're very new to this. You can probably obviously tell because I haven't come up with anything. So my co-hosts here are Lion and Tenza. You guys want to introduce yourselves? Say hi.
Yeah, you go. You go first. You go first. All right. Yeah. Yeah. My name is Tensa, and I pretty much just do videos too. Nothing special.
Yeah. Well, obviously you can tell this is our first time because we kind of butchered that really badly. But we'll hope to get better in the future and stuff like that. And obviously, don't know how this channel is gonna work, but our links to our channel will be in the description below. Check us out. We are really good people, and we hope to one day be better than Trash Taste and all the other podcasts and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta think high, We can't just make this a one-time thing. We gotta go high and stuff like that, so people can come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that we gotta have high ambitions.
Yeah. See, gotta think like that. All right. Yeah. All right. Now let's I guess since it's the beginning, let's just talk about our topic. So because this is our first episode with Tenza on it, because we did a other episode, he wasn't there, and obviously, and also the audio was pretty bad, so we want to forget that one. This one we're hoping to be the official, unless we mess up. So official with all three of us. So canon episode. So I guess we'll be starting with like our introductions to anime. So I'm gonna ask a question. Obviously, did we all start off with like the Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon way of like watching anime and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I started off.
Yeah. So what was everyone's like first anime? Was it Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, did we all go into Yu-Gi-Oh or?
I would say the first anime I watched was like Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't know if Bakugan counts as anime. But I would always watch like Yu-Gi-Oh and Bakugan if that counts as anime. And I don't know, there's a lot of classic shows. I don't know if they're cartoons or animes, but definitely Dragon Ball and Naruto as well.
Well, for me personally, when I started watching anime, it was like Pokemon, like Dragon Ball, but that was before I knew that I was actually even watching anime. Like, you know how you like see those shows and it's pretty much just lumped in with all the other anime or all the other cartoons that you watch and stuff like that. Like, I was watching Dragon Ball and Pokemon, and I didn't even really know that it was like anime that I was watching. But I pretty much started with Pokemon and Dragon Ball, and also Beyblade. I really like Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh.
I totally forgot about Beyblade.
But things like that, pretty
totally
much.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, nostalgia flashback right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I almost forgot about Beyblade too. It really just came back to me like when I saw like people playing with the toys, and I was like, wow, yeah, I forgot about that completely.
Yeah, I remember back then. It wasn't really about like what was popular. It was mostly like what toy looked cool. That was basically the thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember that too. That was basically my like Pokemon thing. Like I would wake up. I think they did reruns of it, which I don't know why. It was like still going strong. they did reruns of the first season, and I was just like, oh, this is so cool and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh compared to like other anime, I guess it is. I mean, it's just the monsters or the cards. I can't remember what they are. I mean, this is cool, like Black Magician and all of that.
And
yeah,
it turns out it was reruns.
Yeah, those reruns. Yeah. Those reruns saved me because I wasn't always around to catch the episodes as they aired live, to be honest.
I actually didn't watch season 1. I got into like season 3, I think. And then I was like, okay, I'll let this happen. Like, all these new twists and stuff. I was like, who's that guy? It was like, yeah, I wasn't really caught up until I did research.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. So, what about like expanding into like, the open world, like the open, how do like getting into other anime besides the very popular ones and stuff like that. Like what was like an anime that got you into seeing more of this?
I think the first one I was like, what is this? Was Elfen Lied or Elfen Light. I watched that, and I just saw, she like killing her whole class, and I'm like, what the fuck? What? I was like, this can't be the same. This can't be like Yu-Gi-Oh. There's no way. I don't think I can't remember when Corpse Party came out, but that was also one of them. It does have an anime adaptation. It's like 4 episodes, I think. Yeah, I don't know, I just watched it like my friend, like, yo, let's watch this anime. I'm like, sure. And I instantly see it's just gore. I'm like, yeah, nah, this is not.
Well, for me, the first anime that I really watched that got me like more open into anime and manga and just knowledgeable about the medium is probably like Attack on Titan. I watched it like on a whim. I basically was just scrolling through the internet and I saw it and I just started watching it. And it was really good. And from there, I pretty much I got into a bunch of different anime. I watched Tokyo Ghoul season 1, and that was really good. But if you ask the fans, you already know that they really butchered the manga. So season 2 and everything else was just terrible. But and then from there, I just it was basically Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, Naruto, and then a bunch of other ones, and then I just really got hooked on anime. And then manga came really like a lot later. I started with Bleach because I really loved the anime, but after that, that's pretty much how I got into anime, just with Attack on Titan.
Oh, so you got, that's interesting. I didn't get in through Attack on Titan. I kind of got through. I don't want to say, well, actually, I'll say my story later. Lion, you go. My story is actually pretty interesting.
Bleach, maybe. Yeah, I know that. Bleach is like one of my favorite shonens. But I don't know, out of the like big 3, it was definitely my favorite to watch.
That's my favorite anime right there, Bleach, and my favorite manga, favorite of all time.
I like Bleach as well. I didn't watch Bleach until like after I watched One Piece, so I didn't really like. I didn't grow up like. For me, I didn't stay consistently with anime. In fact, for the longest time, I was an anime hater. Yes, I'm the anime bro, and I was an anime hater once. It's very controversial. And believe it or not, Lion already knows this because I told him this last when we did the first episode. That was not canon. But I got in through, believe it or not, visual novels. So I went through visual novels before I actually got into other anime, believe it or not. So there was this visual novel on my phone that I downloaded. I was a what was it called? I was like a I was a teenager, so I was pretty boring and also alone, and obviously during those times puberty kicks in, so yeah. And there was this visual novel. There's a visual novel. I was alone. I wanted to what is it like to have a girlfriend? So I read this visual novel. It had different stories. Now it took too long because it was like a chapter a day. No, not even a chapter a day. It was like a quarter of a chapter a day. And I was like, I can't get into this. Now there was someone who actually did the whole series on YouTube, so I watched that, and I basically was like, after I finished that, I was like, hey, I want to get into more of this art stuff. So then I got into I got through anime through that because I was like, okay, let me just type in best romance animes and stuff like that. And that's basically how I got into anime. It was through visual novels, video games, and stuff. And I'm also pretty much a video game person as well. So it was like, yeah, that's basically what I say.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like I almost got into it by visual novels too, but I didn't do it. I don't know what it was. I think that I just couldn't download it anywhere, but I almost got into it too. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I guess Tenza, you already said your thing, which was manga, but any like, what was it like the first mangas that we got into? Tenza, you said Bleach was your first, or was it Attack on Titan? I was kind of.
Yeah, no, it was Bleach, but that was really, I just started that because I really like the anime. But the first manga I got into after that was probably like Black Clover, and that was really good too. But it's like eventually I started getting into more and more manga. But I've read like a lot, so I can't really say like for sure where I am and what I've been reading so far.
Yeah. I guess. What about you? Sorry, I'm like this. I'm actually in a message with someone right now. This is the worst thing to happen like right now.
Yeah, same. Well, I bought I the only manga I have right now is the last chapter of Bleach, but or the last volume of Bleach, but the first, it's actually a pretty interesting story. The first manga that I actually saw, I remember I was so confused looking at it. I was like, what is this? I was like, you read it from back to front, and I'm like, wow. It was Magi, I think. It was my friend's manga. He read it back in middle school or whatever. It was really it was an interesting experience. I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the first manga I ever read wasn't really the first one I finished. I technically, like, for some reason at a school I went to, they had what's it called? They had they had manga magazines, believe it or not. So like during the beginning of during the first hour of school. Oh, no, not the first hour. Like the first 30 minutes of school. You're sent into this giant room, and you're basically told to read. And and if you don't have like a book to read, they would give you like a magazine and stuff. And one of the magazines that I actually had was a manga magazine. I don't know if it was like Shonen Jump or anything, but it was a manga magazine that had like I forgot what, I don't even remember what manga it was, but it was like going the other way around, and I was kind of confused because I was reading it like a normal comic or stuff. I was reading it from right to left, not left to no. I kind of confused now because it's kind of like reading manga. It's kind of normal to read left to right, so and it was really interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's hard to remember sometimes. I think it's front. You read front to back, but you read left to right. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was something anyway. Huh? But the first manga I officially completed was Fruit Basket, my favorite shoujo series. I actually read that because my auntie, because I was getting into anime, and my auntie was also an anime fan. She's more of like a K-pop fan and a K-drama person, so she's more about Korea than Japan.
Oh, okay.
But she had a Fruit Basket, and I was like, hey, can I give this a shot? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then I read it, and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. And these characters and stuff. So far, it's the only shoujo I actually like. So it's, that's all I have to really say. I really enjoyed the shoujo. I really enjoy that. It's really, really good and all that.
Fruit Basket. The cat. You know. Because I remember, like, always thinking what's his name? The white boy, the mouse, would end up with her. I was praying like, please don't fucking tell me. So when season 2 was airing, I was like, no, I have to see who she ends up with. So I was like, I'm gonna spoil myself. I have to see. And I was so happy to see that.
Stuff, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I've heard of Fruit Basket before, but I never read it or watched it.
If you want to get through the anime, I think the modern adaptation that they did last year and I think the year before is okay. Sorry, I got a message and the guy said it's perfectly fine for him. So sorry about that. But yeah, it basically it's a really good adaptation to the manga, I think. So if you want to get in through that, that's perfectly fine. I'd say that's a good way to get into it and stuff like that.
Okay.
Lion, you're pretty quiet over there.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to give it a read.
Is he still here?
I don't know. I have no idea.
If you're talking, Lion, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, power's off. Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, he did say that. I forgot about
dang.
that.
Okay, so
I completely forgot about that.
So we have some technical difficulties. One of our co-hosts has the power off. So if he wants to be a part of this and actually just like, type in what he's thinking, then I guess we'll just continue. Is that all right with you, Lion? Do you want to just continue through that and we could just basically read what you are saying? Is that fine with you?
Yeah.
I don't know if he said anything or whatever, but
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I guess if like his powers off, like he just can't type or
okay, yeah,
at all,
that kind of makes sense. That makes sense. So,
yeah.
If he doesn't want this in the video, he doesn't have to. But I guess we'll just talk for a while until he comes back.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be in the video.
So, man, I should have invited you for an anime discussion because I was gonna do the big 3, and I'm doing an anime discussion right now with someone.
Oh.
And he didn't finish Bleach, so I was stuck. But I wanted him in a video, so I was like, you know what? Let's just do a different one. So awesome, nice.
Yeah.
So you down with a Bleach anime discussion?
Yeah, 100%, man. Nice. I love Bleach, man. It's literally my favorite anime. Like I love it. I can't express how much I love that anime. It's like I started it like a while ago, and like I'm even planning on making a big video on it. So like definitely I'll 100% be down with doing a little discussion on Bleach.
Okay. Nice. So since your schedule said it was Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you want to do this on Friday?
Yeah, we could do it on Friday.
Nice. What time would be good for you?
Yeah. Around the same time, pretty much. I'm always available during the mornings.
Okay, nice. Well,
pretty much.
All right. Around the same time?
Yeah.
Friday, nice. We got an anime discussion.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So
yeah.
I guess we'll just wait. I don't know if we're gonna have to restart this because this didn't happen last time. Like he didn't have a power shortage or anything, so.
Oh.
So we had
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind restarting.
I don't mind too.
If we have to.
I don't mind too, but like I have a thing in an hour with the guy with
Oh.
So we might have to cut it short if he comes back a little bit later.
Yeah.
He said his phone's off. He said he's on his phone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
If he can. I'll message him.
Oh, and that's another thing too. I told him, but I don't know if yeah, I didn't tell you. I was also working like on a Pokemon video too, so that's another thing. So either way, like I'll be doing this podcast, or I'll just be making the video.
Okay, yeah, nice. Never been part of a podcast. This is my first time, like, besides with my anime talks, obviously, and now my anime discussions, which I'm hoping to be a normal thing.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, yeah.
Also, yeah, same. I was thinking about being a part of a podcast. I never I thought about it before, but I didn't know how I was gonna go about it. But I guess here we are. So
this is a perfect time to do it, honestly. Especially us three. Like, we're not even past like the 500 mark, so it's not like it's some random. It's like, oh, there's this 1,000, and then these are just normal people. It's like we're about at the same time. So if the podcast grows, we might actually grow, depending if people actually like our stuff or if they just like us talking.
Yeah, that's true. I could see the podcast growing, to be completely honest, because it doesn't seem that hard to do. You just talk about different topics and stuff, and I personally like watching a bunch of different podcasts and stuff. They're really fun to watch and listen to.
Let's see. You two can keep going, and then we can use both episodes and I'll edit them into one episode. Oh, so I guess we keep going.
Oh,
I guess.
I don't mind. Was the first episode all good, or was there any problems?
No, there wasn't really any problems, but we were talking about like anime and stuff, so I guess we'll just talk like anime and stuff. I guess. So. Oh. So okay. As like. So. Obviously, anime is not a perfect. I guess we'll get into the negatives. Yes. So, anime as a whole, there's always got to be some rough animes out there. So, what would you say is one of your least favorite animes, or some animes you kind of wish you didn't see?
What? One of my least favorite animes. Well, I don't have that many anime that I dislike. I feel like every anime that I've watched has been at least a little bit good, or a little decent. But at very least, it was just mediocre. But honestly, the worst anime I've seen, I just watched it recently. It was actually when I was doing the recording for the end of the year anime video on your channel, the little collab that we had. And so yeah, basically in that time I was watching a bunch of different anime from around this year that I hadn't seen, to basically get my knowledge up on the different anime. And there was one I watched. It was terrible. It's actually the only anime that one of the only ones I ever dropped. I dropped it on the first episode. It was I think it was called I forgot what it's called. I think it's a dungeon that only I can enter, or something like that. And oh my gosh, it was just it was terrible. I heard about it, I've seen it, but man, it was really bad. To be honest. The episode just starts and it's just it's just a bunch of fan service, and it's like a terrible isekai pretty much. I don't know any other way to explain it. It's really bad.
I haven't really wait, I think I might know what you're talking about. Is it about this guy who goes into this dungeon and he sees this girl chained up and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that's the
one.
Okay. That's the one.
Yeah, that one is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it starts off weird. It's it starts off and then he basically he's a part of this family or something, and he basically he's like in the middle class or like the higher middle class or something like that, and he has this friend, and it's like they have like this romantic relationship, but it's literally no build up, and it's so weird how everything just it was like 0 to 100, and there was no like build up or anything. It I really didn't like it. It was
well, with a childhood friend, I was like,
that's
that's childhood friends. So, that's some of the build up was like before we saw it and all that. So I didn't really mind that. It was like the other girls was like, oh, all of a sudden I fell in love with you. You solved my problem. I'm in love with you. And it's like, okay, this just got weird. It's like that does.
Yeah.
that sounds like you have a problem.
Yeah, the problem that I had with the first girl is that, like, it was so weird. There was like the scene, and then I think what did they say? They said he had a power that he could use. Like, he basically knew everything. Like, he had like infinite knowledge or something, but it made his brain hurt, and like they had to like kiss to not so that like pain would go away.
Yeah,
and basically they were kissing for like a whole minute, and I'm just sitting there like watching it.
Yeah,
I was like, wow,
yeah,
this is pretty interesting.
I do agree. I watched it, but I was like just seeing, because honestly I didn't think it was bad, but it was more of a sense of like, it's like candy, it's bad for you, but sometimes you just like eating it. And that's usually like harem shows and all that. I usually just go like, you know what, I'm not gonna think like this is the number one best thing. I'm just gonna watch it and be like, okay, I've seen it.
yeah, definitely. I definitely do like some harem shows. Like I like High School DxD. That one was really good. I like there was another one. I think it was called, I forgot what it was called, Mock and Key or something like that. I think I watched a little bit of that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I've watched a couple. I don't mind them, but I guess I just haven't watched it for a while, so it's like, getting back into it. It's just I wasn't used to it, but I'll definitely I'll try to give it a second try, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if I've asked you this, but what's your thoughts on ReZero?
ReZero, I really like it actually. It's one of my favorite anime. Like I have like for me, I have two different types of ways that I view anime. I made a video on it. It's basically, I have a list that I just like of anime that I just like because of my own enjoyment, and I have a list that is like really good, that is for writing and stuff like that. Like they write it really good and the characters have good progression and everything. And ReZero is like part of that list, that second list, the one with writing. I really like the plot and the story and all the characters. Like it's a really interesting story, and I can't wait to see like how it progresses. I've even been thinking about like reading the novels too, because I heard those were really good.
You're gonna hate me for this. I did not like ReZero at all. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So my reasoning is so at first when on a Discord server I was on, I messaged basically like someone messaged like he coming on a full conclusion like, I just want to say that I've never seen ReZero. And jokingly I responded, oh, don't bother, it's not worth your time. And a lot of people were probably upset like, what, why haven't you seen this? Oh, they were probably calling people like, oh, you should definitely give it a watch, it's one of the best shows ever. And then I basically said, yeah, don't bother. And I was the first one to comment, and everyone's like, is this guy serious? Like the responses for this was basically like, I could have said something controversial and I probably would have gotten a way better response from this. I was like, holy crap. Everyone was angry. It's like, it's not as good and stuff. And then at the time I was like, yeah, this is actually a good show, I'll watch it and enjoy it. And then I actually rewatched it, believe it or not. And then I realized actually I kind of stand by my statement now. It's not really actually that good, and there's a lot of reasons. Like back then, I was just trying to it was just coming out of my like mouth. I was like just saying whatever and stuff like that. But nowadays, I can give out some reasons of. So some of my reasons so that I can defend myself somewhat, I would probably have to give a really good video, like a super good video that people will be like, oh, you know what, he's kind of right. So first reason, I didn't like Subaru. Subaru was like the worst main character of almost all time. There's actually another character that I don't like, and he's from Attack on Titan. So I'll just let you know.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, there was no possible. Okay, there was a simple. He had a goal, so there was a goal, but it didn't seem like they were trying to build up to the goal. So the goal obviously seemed like the goal was to make Amelia queen. But the thing about it is they don't play politics, which, if you want to be queen, that's an important thing you have to do, because that's literally being like a politician. That's being the ruler of a country. And that was something I didn't like, because it was like, why aren't they doing this? Like, where is like the politics and stuff? Instead, they're just like, okay, let's explore this world. But my thing is like, but you want to make Amelia queen. You could do that. You can have your world building, but you can also have your politics in it. But they didn't want to do that, and they didn't want to see Amelia. Like, they didn't even give me reasons why Amelia should be queen. They gave me a reason why she wants to become queen, but they didn't give me reasons why she should become queen. Because there was a lot of other people they played their... It was like, Game of Thrones. I don't know if you've read or seen this, but basically in Game of Thrones, they play politics really well, to the point where it's like one cool aspect of it that many people get from it, besides boobs and dragons and stuff like that. and when I actually I read Game of Thrones, I didn't watch it, but when I was reading it, I was like, holy crap, this is so amazing. Like politics, morality is gray and stuff and like that. And I thought in ReZero you could get something like that, but we didn't. So it was like, this doesn't make sense. Why should this be the goal when we're not playing this as a goal? Like, even season 2 didn't really do much in terms of making Amelia queen. The only thing it did was increase her confidence, which is impressive that a whole season took that long to do that, even though, like, then again, it was probably like a 3 days, because time warping thing and stuff like that. But it's just, it didn't seem like it made sense to, like, they didn't have politics when the main goal was to make someone queen. And then another reason, I don't like Amelia. And she's somehow, like, praised as this, like, goddess. But in season 1, she did nothing. So I was like, wait, why is she, like, best waifu when in season 1 she literally did nothing? And now season 2, it's like, okay, that's understandable. But we got, like, 4 years of just ReZero. Season 1, Amelia did nothing. And in fact, okay, so I'll ask you this. I asked Lion, he said Beatrice. So honestly, we're on terms, and I don't really like it. What is your favorite waifu? In ReZero.
My favorite waifu in ReZero. My favorite waifu in ReZero. Let me see. Jeez, that's tough. It's honestly between. Wait, let me see. Yeah, it's probably Beatrice, to be honest.
Oh my goodness! Really no, it's Rem. Okay, it's Rem. Freaking Rem, best girl. Rem waifu. Come on, why don't people understand this?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say here actually, but the thing is, like, I thought about it. I'm like, man, Beatrice really has a good story, but I do like Rem, and I've only watched the anime. But I heard that something happens in the manga or something, or that I'm gonna have to wait. But I personally don't like how in the anime, like Rem, she literally does anything and everything for Subaru, and he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, but I like Amelia, so you can go over there. Like, I personally don't really like that.
Okay.
Like,
So
she has a good story.
I'll kind of contrarate with that. So when Subaru was at his lowest point, he basically said, "Hey, let's just run together, and let's run away together. Let's just be us two. We don't have to worry about any of this stuff." And instead of being like, "Hey, yeah, that sounds like a good idea," she's like, "No, you can't do that. You have a goal you're going to, and even though that goal is to make, like, even though this goal seems like it's very hard, it's not impossible. I know you. The reason why I love you is because you always put your head to it, and you just need a calm head and stuff. Like, be the person I love and stuff." Mm-hmm. So she doesn't do whatever Subaru does. She tries his best. She tries her best to make him a better person. That's why I liked about her, because she actually tried to make him a better person. And eventually, then I hated Subaru more. He's like, "Sorry, I like Amelia." And I was like, dude, what the heck is wrong with you? This girl literally just made you a better person, and you just crushed her heart. Seriously, what's wrong with you?
Literally, bro. And my thing is, like, it almost seems like, and I can understand where you're coming from, because I didn't like ReZero 2 at first, but for this particular situation, I didn't understand Subaru. Like, I didn't know what reason he had to like her so much, because honestly, like the series, like, it's like you said, she didn't really do anything. Like, she helped him in the beginning, and they went through their stuff together, but I don't see, like, why he likes her so much. It's like, what's the big reason? I personally don't see it. But yeah, Rem, definitely, I feel like he shouldn't have done that to her. It was just, I didn't like it. It was
an injustice to humanity, honestly. Seriously, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I said Beatrice. I feel like I'm getting the characters mixed up. Who is that one again?
Beatrice was the lolly.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely getting them mixed up then. I like her too, though. Don't get me wrong.
So who's your waifu? Okay.
Yeah. So my waifu, I don't know 100%, but it's definitely between Rem, Beatrice, and I forgot the other one. You know that guy's sister? I forgot her name.
Oh, yeah. She's actually pretty good. Okay.
Yeah,
so I understand those two, but
I forgot.
Why Beatrice? Honestly, seriously.
Well, Beatrice, obviously not like I don't like waifu, like, in terms of looks, right? Obviously not. But in terms of just, like, story and just her character, like, I really like her backstory. And because, like, if you really think about it, it takes a lot of determination to basically sit there for 1,000 years, or I don't know how long it's been, really. I forgot how long, but basically hundreds of years, basically waiting. And because you like the promise that what's her name, that Echidna made to her. Yeah, I really liked her determination to basically believe that, but it basically ended up hurting her. And I like how basically Subaru acted to her like Rem acted to him, and basically changed Beatrice so that she could, like, step out of the what was it, library, or like the mansion, so she could stop waiting for something that she didn't even know was coming. Yeah. Like, I just really like her backstory. That's my personal thing, but that's why I really like her.
I understand that. Yeah, her backstory was pretty sad. She was waiting for something to never come, and even when the building was on fire, she still didn't want to leave, because it was like a promise she made, and she believed that if she broke that promise, then she would defy the person that she cared for the most. And I guess it took really, it took massive guts to leave that building when you've been in there for a long time. So I guess I could see your point now.
Yeah.
Normally, people usually think of lollies, so it's always like, okay, dude, you gotta calm down. But that is a good reason. I do agree. I would say she would be a contender for best girl, but not waifu material.
Yeah, not waifu material, definitely. Like best girl 100%, but not waifu, cuz like honestly, like that's a whole nother conversation, but I personally I try to steer away from that cuz you, like it's just you're going to get canceled on Twitter
Yeah.
or something.
So, just to clarify, Attack on Titan, the character. So, the character I hate the most, and even to this day, and season 4, that I really hate the most, is Eren Yeager. I hate Eren Yeager, and I've said this so many times, but like, if Eren Yeager is a person I hate so much that even if he cured cancer, I would still hate him. He's just a person I never liked. Season 1, I didn't like him. Season 2, didn't like him. Season 3, part 1 and 2, didn't like him. Even season 4, when he becomes an interesting character, it's not like a person. He's not even become a person I like love to hate. He's just a person I just don't want anything to do with anymore. Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
because especially spoiler. Okay, so spoiler alert for season 4, but I think by the time this comes out, I think Attack on Titan's already finished. So or maybe not. I don't know how many more episodes this show's got. So it turns out Eren's the reason why the royal family is dead. And to me, I was like, wait. So Eren basically caused all his problems from the beginning. So he has no way,
Pretty much.
he has no right to basically say, I hate all Titans. Because he caused it.
Yeah.
He caused everything. So it's like, what's the point? Why should I
Literally.
be like, oh, this guy's going through a rough time? No, he made these decisions happen. So there's no reason to be like, oh, you shouldn't look down. It's like, he's looking down, but he caused this. Why does he have the right to look down on this? He doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. Eren as a character, he's always I never hated him, but he's just okay. He's an okay character to me. Like I appreciate like his goal of wanting to like kill all the Titans or whatever, but like you said, it's kind of his fault. And on top of that, it's like it's not all that crazy of a goal, because when you look at something like One Piece, right, and you see, oh, Luffy wants to be the king of the pirates, number one, and he wants to find the One Piece.
Yeah.
It's like, one, the king of the pirates is a super big goal, and then number two, we don't know what the One Piece is, and there's so much build up to it that's like, it's crazy. But like when you go over here to Eren, and it's like, oh yeah, I just want to kill all the Titans. That was his original goal, and I was just like, it's kind of a okay, like that's cool and all, but it's an okay goal. But like you said, eventually he develops, and he's okay to me. He's still okay. He's like above average, but I don't know. I personally don't really. He's not like a top 10 character for me or anything like that. He's just a cool character. Yeah. But nothing really more than that.
Well, the thing about Attack on Titan I really do like is the gray morality of like the whole story, because originally in the story it was basically like, okay, there's a good side and a bad side. Humans are good and Titans are evil. But eventually when season 4 came on, it was like, or even season 3 to be honest, it was more of like, Titans aren't bad. They're just people who were turned in forcefully. But then eventually when season 4 hit, it's like, Eldians aren't bad. They are just doing things that they've been doing for years, and honestly, they have their own lives and stuff. And in fact, the one thing I gotta say, I like Reiner better than Eren, because especially at season 4, they developed his character as, he's not a person who just wants to be like this well-known person or this powerful beast. He just wants to be left alone and just wants to stop suffering.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt bad. I kind of liked that, because it was like, that's kind of like a relatable goal, especially like for like a veteran. Some people don't want to just continuously fight on forever and ever and fight endless battles.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just want to sit down, relax, and hope that they don't have to die the next day or have to worry about like suffering so much. And
I definitely agree with that, especially with just his mentality and like everything he's had to go through. Like he believed that these people that he's fighting were bad at first, and now like he just completely sees the truth and everything like that. I feel like I really like Reiner for that. It led like to a lot of development for him and his character.
Yeah, I really do agree, and also I kind of feel bad that like for one thing, my thought is like ever since season 4 hit, my thought is like, what if Attack on Titan was on the perspective of Reiner? Like, it probably would have been a totally different show, because Eren and Reiner are like the two opposites of a different coin. Because Eren, no matter what, saw the negatives of what was going on. He didn't see anybody, anyone who was helping a Titan was an enemy. Like, the minute Reiner betrayed the group, another spoiler, but honestly, this is Attack on Titan. You've probably already been spoiled by a lot. He didn't, he was like, for a moment, he was like, oh, I'm so sad. And then the next minute, he's like, okay, I'm going to kill you now, because I really hate you now. And so it was like really quick. It seemed like he was always aiming for chaos. That was the one thing he wanted. He just wanted to kill things. He just wanted to do what he wanted to do. Well, Reiner, he actually had a goal in mind. Like, he didn't join the military because, hey, I want to kill all these Eldian, whatever they are, people on Paradise Island. He wanted to do it because he thought he would get recognition from his dad. But then eventually it turns out his dad didn't want to do anything with him. And even like when he was doing the tasks that he was given beforehand, he still had problems doing it because he saw that people are living normal lives. They're just normal people doing their own thing, and he had to always convince himself this is good for the good of the country and stuff like that. So it was like, this sounded more like interesting because it was like, how do you actually cope with this? Like, you're killing thousands as a kid, and you're told to do this because like your government says so. And Eren's just doing it because, he just wants to kill. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah. It's really crazy because I think between those two, I probably like Reiner a little more. But even though like Eren, he's okay. Like, he's not good or not bad to me. I do think like he's an interesting character. I think like it would make for like a really good YouTube character analysis or something like that. Because when I see him, right, and he's just like, he just wants to cause all this trouble, I feel like it stems from like a problem that he's had like for a long time, or just like a mentality that he's had for a long time. So I feel like it would be interesting to look into him. It kind of be like like I forget the name of it, like therapy, kind of almost diving into his head, like to try to guess or to try to like get at why he's thinking how he's thinking and why he's doing what he's doing. That's what I'll give Eren though. He's a very interesting character, but between those two, I feel like Reiner has more substance. It's not just like kill everything, you know what I'm saying? It's just like he has more of a goal in mind and stuff.
Yeah. I really do like Attack on Titan. It's really complicated, and honestly, like, it's not only like the best anime, I think it's like one of the best shows ever. Like, you can't even get something I think what also boosted its popularity was Game of Thrones came out, and it was like, I tell people this a lot. Attack on Titan is like, what if Game of Thrones was an anime and probably less adult, basically.
Yeah.
Because you got the same things. You got gray morality. You got politics, somewhat. Not really like, hey, who's going to sit on this throne, but more of like, what does this government say, and is it really right to have this person as a ruler and everything like that. It's a really cool thing that honestly I'm surprised that actually came out of anime, because look, so because last time last time when me and Lion did this video, we asked he asked me is there anything that will be like Attack on Titan? So I'm gonna ask you. I said or he didn't ask me is there gonna be something? He said, what is the next Attack on Titan? So I'm gonna ask you, what do you think will be the next Attack on Titan? Because so far nothing has not even the original Big Three or even the legendary Big Three come close to what Attack on Titan has reached. But yeah,
that's a very interesting question. The next Attack on Titan, that's a very interesting question because I feel like recently anime, I'm not gonna say it's been on the decline because obviously we have Chainsaw Man coming out, we have Mob Psycho season 3 and all that crazy stuff, but the next Attack on Titan, honestly it might be Chainsaw Man in my opinion.
Think so?
That or something else. I can't really think of any that much on the top of my head, but when I think of Chainsaw Man and I see the success it's had just as a manga, I can imagine that it will reach that same level of success that the anime had for Attack on Titan. Because I remember Attack on Titan obviously being seasonal. There's always going to be this thing where even if an anime is really big, the fact that it's seasonal and it has to take a break, that means it'll decline while we're waiting for the second season and the next seasons to come out. And that's basically what happened with Attack on Titan. The first season came out and then manga sales boosted. It came close to surpassing One Piece, I think they said, or something. But I just feel the anime for Chainsaw Man is going to be so good that it'll boost the sales even more, because Chainsaw Man is already a top shonen right now, so I feel the anime will do really good things for it and eventually just be on that same level of success. Story wise, I don't think so, maybe not, because Attack on Titan is a really good story, you said. There's the whole gray morality thing or whatever. I haven't finished Chainsaw Man, but it's been really good with everything that I've seen so far, and I do think at least popularity wise it can reach that same level of popularity.
I've read Chainsaw Man. I've read all of it. I do agree it's really good, and it's one of the best manga out there. It's not the best, but it is a really cool manga thing out there. I wasn't like everyone else when it got an anime release or got an anime release thing. I wanted it to be one of those legendary manga that never got an adaptation, stuff like Berserk and Vinland Saga, even though they eventually got anime adaptations, because for the longest time Chainsaw Man was one of the things that everyone wanted as an anime adaptation, they make this an anime and stuff like that. And for the longest time I never thought it would ever get one, so I was I'm fine if it never gets an anime adaptation, because this is a pretty good story overall, and I think it would add to its legendariness. This great manga that never got an adaptation, no matter what. And I kind of don't now, having read it, I don't think it would be the next Attack on Titan. Not in the sense of similarities, but I don't think it'll be as big, because Chainsaw Man, it's a good, for those who want to read something, read Chainsaw Man. It's a really good manga. It's part 1's finished, so if you want to binge watch this whole series, or binge read, I should say, then you should go and give it a read. But honestly, most of the stuff that happened in it, you can find in other manga and stuff like that. I guess the thing that's really unique is the main character just wants to live a normal life, so he's just trying to live the best things. Many people kind of make it a funny joke, he wants to get laid and stuff, but most of the time it's he just wants to enjoy the time that he has and try to be a normal kid. And the reason why being laid is one of them is because that's kind of what he's being taught. Honestly, it's it's basically your main goal in life, or the best thing in life, is to get laid, you know. It's not because he's like, oh, I want to just do this. It's more of like, oh, I was taught, you know, this is the best way to do it. So, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I see why
especially
people,
like yeah, not especially with like Makima and Power, like always like I remember how it started. They were he was like super interested in those two. Like it's just all around him all the time.
Yeah. I guess we'll kind of to my recording is almost like an hour, so I guess we'll finish it off. I don't know how this will be in post because we are missing one of our co-hosts, and he said he was going to combine the 2 episodes. So I guess thanks for coming, Tensa.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being a part of the podcast. I really liked it. Hopefully the 2 podcasts can get stitched together, and it's a good just a good experience.
Yeah. If this guy can make it work, honestly, he's a legendary editor. Like, he's the best guy who could. Because I don't think I would be able to make this work, honestly. Yeah. And I made some other stuff work somehow. But yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know how this is going to happen, but Lion is sadly not here. Power was out, which is very unfortunate. I don't know if it's major, but, you know, check him out. Help him build. He's not really, he's not as, like, well known as me and Shinra. Like, well, he's not well known as Shinra, because honestly, this guy has so many Twitter followers. I'm surprised he doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. But
yeah, that's that's definitely just because I made my Twitter way before my YouTube. That's a story for another time. Actually,
we'll do that another time. But anyways, yeah, help Lion out. He's like on his channel, he's only like got like I think 2 subscribers, or unless it's growing right now, I don't know. But yeah, help him out, help us out too. We are trying to get our 1,000 subscriber goal, and also subscribe to the channel. You know, we want this to be like, we weren't joking. Well, I wasn't joking. I don't know if the other 2 are serious like me. We want this to be a really big podcast. We want to have like big special guests on. You know, we don't just want this to be like a side thing. We want it to grow someday. And yeah, I guess any final words before we head off?
Any final words? Well, definitely check out some of the anime and manga that we talked about here. They're really good. Like Anime Bro said, just you know, support us a little, you know, check out our content, stuff like that. I have a couple videos coming soon. I've been a little busy, I'm not gonna lie, so they might take a little longer, but I'll try to pump them out because I know some people like them, a lot of people like them, surprisingly. So yeah, some videos are coming out. One's gonna be like a big underrated anime recommendation video. So if you've been looking to getting into some anime, definitely check that out. And other one is just gonna be a little Pokemon video, unscripted. So it's just gonna be a little thing that I want to talk about. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
for
nice,
me.
Nice. Yeah, go check our channels out, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys for coming to the very first episode of Radio Trigger. Hopefully we will make more in the far future, and hopefully our powers will stay on the whole time. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Peace.